Good evening. Wow, all evening we've had the pleasure of this awesome music. That is Sonny Weber of Jason R. Flood Memorial Pizza Stop. Welcome to the 8th annual Magnify Voices Expressive Arts Contest celebration. I'm so excited to be here with you all to celebrate. Thank you to the Kingswood Art Center for sharing this wonderful space and for hosting us. We are very pleased that once again we will be live streaming this event. So people are invited to scan the QR code above, and you can use that code to invite family, friends, anyone at home who would like to join us from home on the live stream. And I will note, this is a great group, a great showing here at the Arts Center, and we need to remember that our community here, our group is even bigger than what we see here because of that live stream option. I was so excited when the committee asked if I'd help out with this event. I'm Zachary Porter. I work at the Kingswood Youth Center here in Wolfboro. Through my role at the Youth Center, I've been able to be a part of this event, attending as you all are, supporting teens from the Youth Center who have participated, as well as in a small way, I'm supporting all the contestants. In my role at the Youth Center, I work with amazing teens and volunteers and community members, agency partners, and most importantly, I'm part of a team who gets to play at least a small part in helping local youth on their path to positive mental health outcomes. So with that, I would like to introduce one of our teen leaders from the Youth Center, Tegan, and he will be thanking some of our important supporters.
I would like to thank New Hampshire Charitable Foundation and Endowment for Health, and our other sponsors, Youth Well New Hampshire, Delta Dental, Jason R. Flood Memorial Pizza Stock. I would like to thank JG Film and Photo and our videographer, Jonathan Geddes. I would also like to thank Aperture Science Photography and our photographers, Aaron Reddish and Nate Scoggins. Finally, thank you to our musical guest, Jason R. Flood Memorial Pizza Stock.
Awesome, thank you, Tegan, and thanks everyone who supported this event. So with that, I am very excited to introduce someone else who will be delivering our opening remarks. This is someone I've really appreciated working with and getting to know. She is the New Hampshire Family Network Coordinator for NAMI New Hampshire and a member of the Magnify Voices Planning Committee. During rehearsal, she told me that it's turquoise with a J. So with that, I'd like to introduce Deb Jerkois.
Thank you, everyone. Before I get started, I have to say the Kingswood Youth Center set up all the easels, and if you've done an event before, easels, like that's a word right there, and I hear you laughing. But it was incredibly helpful to have them come in and just mobilize, and it really helped the committee be free to do some of the other things. So big shout out. It's really great to have them involved and really nice to be in Wolfboro. Yeah, and you know, it's such a pleasure and it's a privilege to be here tonight at this event. This committee, this event continues to grow, and we see it reflected year over year, not only in the number of participants, but in the evolving range of submissions and the diversity of topics that are being shared. That growth is so powerful. It means more young people are finding the courage to speak and to create and to be heard. And that's incredibly important. This year, NAMI National has a theme for Mental Health Awareness Month, which is Stigma Grows in Silence, Healing Begins in Community. And the idea of community is exactly what brings us together here this evening. Tonight we gather to listen and to truly tune into one another and to hear directly from the Granite State youth about their lived experiences. For many of the artists participating in Magnify Voices, this may be the very first time they've shared their voice and their story, and that takes courage. It matters more than any of you artists may know yet, but it's incredibly important that you're sharing that, because that information in your story helps our community, the Magnify Voices committee, and those of us in the Granite State who are focused on mental health, know where you are and what you need and how we can continue to work together. When you walked in tonight, some of you might have stopped by Abby's patient paper. Abby was a Magnify Voices participant a few years ago, and today, now she's a member of the Magnify Voices committee. She's gone on to be a keynote at the Suicide Prevention Week press conference. At the 2025 Magnify Voices celebration, she was our keynote. She's part of the NAMI New Hampshire Speakers Bureau, and she's involved in initiatives through Youth on New Hampshire and Connors Climb. Abby, thank you for your continued advocacy and leadership. And if you met Morgan, who's been helping with the photography team tonight, the Wrangler, she's also part of the story. Morgan is a former participant of Magnify Voices and a former People's Choice Award winner. She actually presented the People's Choice Award last year. She's involved with the NAMI on Campus Club at her school, as well as her work with YouthWell and Connors Climb. She's another person who's really used her powerful voice in public speaking. So thank you, Morgan, for all that you do. I wish I could highlight every Magnify Voice alum, because each of them represents the ripple effect of this program. But I want to pause and recognize Abby and Morgan in particular, because they're part of the committee. They are showing up to help represent youth voice at the table and help us with what we do and how we bring this event together year after year. Okay, one more thing I should talk about too. I have had the privilege to work with this year we launched NAMI Next Gen New Hampshire, which is a group of 18 to 25-year-olds, and 3 out of 5 of them started with Magnify Voices. And they are working on their advocacy, and they have just come out and run. They spoke at the NAMI New Hampshire annual conference this year, and they're doing amazing things. They're on socials, so make sure you hit me up if you need to know where they are. But the point of all this is that we're hearing from our youth, and that's incredibly important. And they're talking to each other, and they're not in silence. So as we return, yes, thank you. So as we return to the idea of community, you, the Magnify Voices participants, past and present, you're a community in your own right. You are contributing to something larger than you yourselves, and you're helping to shape the conversation about mental health and wellness for all. By sharing your stories, you're breaking the silence, you're helping shape the conversation about mental health, and you're helping to create healing. So thank you for being part of this community. I got so excited I walked away. I'm still here, sorry. So speaking of all of you that are involved, we did a quick slide to put everyone's name up there. Yes, I love it. People are finding their names. It's impressive, right? 76 boards, over 80 artists. So we're wearing blue shirts because if you need a safe space, we do have a Serenity space out back, and anyone in a blue shirt knows how to get resources for you. So if any point, as we go through these boards and we talk about them a little bit more, if there's any point you need anything, let us know. We're here to make this a safe space. I only highlighted a few people of the committee, but the committee is such an amazing group of people, and I can't tell you how incredible the work has been. Everyone has showed up for each other, and just, the conversations this week and checking in and making sure we had everything we needed. And so I wish these all had gold stars by them, but this committee has really been amazing. So thank you to the committee. They're all in blue shirts. If y'all want to stand, it would be amazing. Thank you. The judges is another part. It was really amazing today because someone came in who's been judging for the last 2 years, and we haven't actually met in person because so much is done online. And so we had the opportunity to meet, and there are so many people behind the scenes that work on this event, and so even if they aren't always able to be here physically, they always talk about the impact of looking through the art and how powerful it is. And every year, everyone's amazed by the submission. So our judging team is just incredible. They're highlighted in the program too. So thank you, our judges. And our resource tables, so hopefully you had a chance to check in the back of the room. And if you didn't get there tonight, they are also in the program too, so you have their websites and so forth too. And the roadshow, and so this is sort of my tagline on this. This art doesn't go back in the closet. It goes on the road, and that's really important. In fact, the last 2 months, the artwork has been at the New Hampshire State Library, which also, due to construction, happens to be where many of the Senate hearings are. And so that opportunity for having, in fact, I believe there's someone in this room that might have walked the governor up to see that art. I won't call, okay, Adele, thank you. I'm calling you out. So your voice is heard. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I'm told that I have to send an advocacy email after this as well. But anyway, the art goes in different places, and that's part of the impact too, because it's not just one night. It lives also on the CSoC website. So thank you for raising your voice. And this is a representation of year over year where our art comes from. We're statewide, so we have more stars we want to put on that map. Any of those maps, next year's map. Okay, now I'm really done. I'm going to turn it over to Zachary.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Deb. So this being our 8th annual event, that's a cool thing. This has been happening for a while. And with that, our pool of past participants and current participants, repeat participants, that pool is getting bigger and bigger. And then even more importantly, the impact of all those artists has just grown over these years. So with that, I'm really excited to introduce one of our past participants. In fact, a past People's Choice winner from 2021, our keynote speaker, Erin Murphy.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Erin, thank you. My name is Erin Murphy, and I'm 20 years old from Windham, New Hampshire, and I'm an incoming senior studying elementary education at the University of Tampa down in Florida. I owe so many of my favorite parts of my life and the accomplishments I am proudest of to this very competition, so it is my honor to stand before you today as this year's keynote speaker. Before we get any further, I must take a moment to thank Deb Jerkois and Michelle Watson, 2 powerhouses in my journey as a mental health advocate. Thank you for welcoming me back to this wonderful event. I have given many presentations, many of which discussing similar themes, but when asked to give this keynote, I struggled more than usual to narrow down what I wanted to talk about. You see, I typically talk to providers, school staff, clinicians, or families affected by suicide. But with this event, being tasked to present in front of individuals who are doing one of the bravest things we can do, that was a challenge. We will get more into that later, but first I want to tell you a little bit about me. I was just 13 when I began to feel like my life was no longer worth living. I was in 8th grade, I hadn't driven a car, graduated high school, or even had my first job. Around that time, I was misdiagnosed with major depressive disorder and prescribed the wrong medication. As a result, I began experiencing suicidal thoughts. One day, I went to school showing clear signs of a mental health crisis. My hair was unbrushed, I was completely disengaged from coursework I usually enjoyed, and I stayed quiet in situations where I would normally be social. Thankfully, my social studies teacher picked up on all these signs and asked me the simple but impactful question, "Are you okay?" Because of his simple act of noticing, I then spent the next 9 days in inpatient care at Hampstead Hospital. While there, doctors recognized that my symptoms align more closely with ADHD, something that is often misinterpreted as depression in girls, and transitioned me to the appropriate medication. I am grateful every single day for my inpatient stay, and for my teacher who was properly trained in suicide prevention. Let's make sure we're advocating for proper suicide prevention training for our school staff. Although I can now speak about this openly at 20 years old and look back without any shame, 13-year-old me did not feel that same sense of understanding or acceptance. Upon returning to school, I remember meeting with guidance counselors who asked me what my story was going to be, meaning what lie I was going to tell my peers so no one would know about my inpatient stay. In response, I came up with a couple of different stories. I think I told half my grade that I spent a week at the White House, while the other half believed I had been on some sort of amazing vacation. I kept up these stories until 2021, 4 years after my inpatient stay, when my cousin and I found Magnify Voices. My cousin, Amy Murphy, and I first heard about this competition through Mr. Chris Hazel. Mr. Hazel is a phenomenal educator at Salem High School who consistently encourages students to get involved in projects that are bigger and more meaningful than just themselves. I remember Amy calling me to tell me about Magnify Voices. Since we had already spent a lot of time editing satirical videos together for our family, we thought we might just be able to put something together for this competition. We're all gonna watch this video now, and then I'll continue, and I promise to catch you up on where I'm at now.
Dear younger me, I know there was a point in time when staying wasn't a realistic thought, and there were nights that felt like they could have been your last. But as time went on, you realize that life goes on.
Everything is okay now because you were resilient. You stayed.
I want to thank you for getting the help that you needed and deserved. Admitting that you needed help was probably one of the hardest things you've ever done, but it was so worth it.
Every feeling is only temporary.
The feelings that were at one point unbearable became less frequent, and most importantly, you realize that life is worth living. The mountains, dancing, the days when you can't stop laughing, flowers, the ocean, these little things are what make life so unique and wonderful.
The truth is that bad thoughts are inevitable. They're not unavoidable, they're totally normal.
People do care about you and want to be there for you, and you will find those people. I promise things will get better.
Your biggest, most important relationship is the one you have with yourself.
I'm proud of you for asking for help and taking the first step.
And yes, it is hard, and that's no secret, but you did it. Thank you for holding on one more day.
Thank you for realizing you have a purpose.
Thank you for finding trusting people to talk to.
Thank you for growing from moments that felt like the end. Thank you for finding the little moments and holding on to them.
But most importantly,
Thank you for staying.
Thank you. Our video ended up winning the People's Choice Award and the Excellence in Production Award back in 2021. And while those awards were incredible, the most meaning part of the experience was being able to walk around and really take in other youth stories. I quickly realized mine wasn't as unique as I had once thought. I wasn't the only person in New Hampshire who had experienced a mental health crisis. It sounds obvious, but I know there are people in this audience, in this room right now, who feel like their story is too raw or too real to share, or that other people just wouldn't understand. Being seen the way I was allowed me to gain a sense of confidence that genuinely changed the trajectory of my life. After the competition, I was approached by Magnify Voices to see if I would be interested in doing a one-time presentation for Governor Sununu. I presented our video and spoke about how important Magnify Voices had been in helping me build that sense of confidence. It was the first time I had ever shared my story publicly, and I was doing it in front of one of the most influential leaders in our state. I was met with nothing but support. From my parents and my siblings, to those attending the meeting, and even people at school, I felt really supported. After I posted my speech on Instagram, I received countless direct messages from people saying they had experienced something similar, or that someone they loved had. Suddenly, it felt like I had built a community of people who had been waiting for someone to step up and be brave. That's when I realized this wasn't just a one-off presentation to the governor. This was a conversation that needed to happen, and I wanted to be a part of it. From there, I started saying yes to every opportunity I was given to share my story. I said my reason for this was because, hold on, I jumped. From there, I started saying yes to every opportunity I was given to share my story. I traveled with NAMI New Hampshire to different conferences, panels, and schools, hoping to help others feel seen in the same way I finally had. Earlier in this speech, I said I was really nervous when it came time to write this. I said my reason for this was because I was doing it in front of many people who had just engaged in one of the bravest things we can do. I never really specified what that was. I've learned through all these presentations and difficult conversations I've been a part of that sharing your story, whether that's getting up on stage and speaking it out loud, writing it into song lyrics, trying to create some sort of physical representation through art, or writing a poem, is absolutely terrifying. You see, as we've all discussed, mental illness is invisible. Trying to find a way to make something invisible feel visible to others can feel very isolating. But what I've learned through engaging in this process over and over and over again is that advocacy like this truly changes lives. When I was younger, I thought advocacy meant holding up signs at the State House and protesting, which is still important. I thought it was something that had to be done loudly and always for other people. But I've come to understand that advocacy is much more than that. Sometimes advocacy is quiet, sometimes it's personal, and sometimes advocacy is something you do for yourself first. Congratulations to all of you who are in this room tonight. You are engaging in advocacy. Whether you created a piece for this competition or you are here supporting someone who did, that is advocacy. And I want to expand that idea because advocacy isn't just something that happens on a stage or in a formal setting. Advocacy shows up in everyday moments, especially when it comes to mental health. When you choose to share your story with someone, that is advocacy. That is changing somebody's life. When you correct someone for using outdated language, for example, saying this weather is so bipolar, and you take the time to explain why that matters, that is advocacy. But I also want to be honest about something I learned in a really personal way. Last year, my family experienced 2 losses to suicide, and one of them happened just a couple weeks before I was supposed to give the same speech. I couldn't do it, and in that moment, I felt like I had failed as an advocate. I felt like because I wasn't speaking, the story I had shared for so long no longer had the same value, that I had somehow became less of an advocate because I had to start saying no to things I wasn't ready for. But I quickly learned that saying no doesn't make you any less of an advocate. In fact, sometimes it gives other people permission to do the same when they need to. It allows you to step back, take care of yourself, and come back stronger in your advocacy. And I think that brings me back to why Magnify Voices matters so much. This space, this competition, isn't just about creating art or sharing stories for one night. It's about starting something. It's about realizing that your voice has value. Even when it feels small, even when it feels scary, and even when you're not sure anyone will understand. So I want to say this directly to everyone in the room tonight. Don't let today be the last time you advocate. Your story has value. It could change somebody's life. It could be the reason someone feels seen for the first time. When this night ends, talk to each other. Maybe exchange contact information, I don't know. Get to know the people around you. Some of those meaningful relationships in my life started because of Magnify Voices. Today, my closest friends are people I met through this space, and together we now serve on the NAMI New Hampshire Next Gen Advisory Board, something that maybe one day some of you will be a part of too. Because what Magnify Voices really does is it doesn't just create advocates for a night, it builds a community of advocates. And I want to celebrate all of you for being brave enough to step into that tonight. To end, I'm going to go back into my roots. Dear younger me, congratulations, you're 20. I wish I could sit you down and tell you everything that's ahead in a way you would actually believe me, but I don't think you would, so I'll just start with this. You're gonna be okay. I'm almost done with my degree in elementary education. I've taught so many kids in both Florida and New Hampshire. I'm surrounded by people who love me in a way that you might not even understand yet. I've also learned how to find the little things in every single day and actually hold on to them, really hold on to them. And honestly, that's what has gotten me through some of my darkest moments. And when I say little, I mean really little. Like clean sheets when you get into bed at night, or the fun facts on the bottom of Snapple caps. Like that's how small we're going here. And something else you should know, I share your story now, and I hope that's okay, out loud, in rooms full of people. And it's not scary the way that it used to be. It feels like connection. It feels like meaning. Life isn't perfect, but it is so much fuller than you can imagine right now. There's laughter in it. There's purpose in it. There's peace in it too, even if you don't believe that yet. And I need you to know this most of all. It really does get better. Not in a cliche way, but in a real, ordinary, everyday kind of way that you will learn how to notice and live inside of. You're going to make it, and you're going to be proud of who you become. Love, Erin. So don't underestimate what you all did tonight. You didn't just make art, you made impact. You didn't just tell a story, you gave someone else permission to survive theirs. And if that's not advocacy, I don't know what is. Take this. Your story is already enough. And the moment you choose to share it, even in the smallest way, you change someone else's life. That is Magnify Voices, that is advocacy, and that is enough. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Erin. Erin, thanks for your video, for the address you just gave, and for being here. Erin, you're a great example of the impact that our participants have and continue to have. So thank you. So Deb talked a bit about our judging process, and I talked about how grateful I was for the opportunity to help with this event. And when I was out in the lobby viewing the works of art, I was thinking like, wow, maybe I'm glad I'm not a judge, because both the quantity and quality of submissions we got were absolutely amazing. So thank you to all our contestants, all our participants for your submissions. We are getting ready to announce our finalists for this year, our 12 finalists. First, I would like to remind everyone, this celebration is about all of our participants. We all get to enjoy dozens of amazing pieces this evening, and all of those pieces have had an impact on all of us. So thank you so much for being a part of this, everyone. So I'll just talk a little bit about how it's going to work as we announce this year's finalists. We will go one slide at a time. There are 12 finalists. When your name is called, you have a choice. If your name's called, we welcome you to come up here. If you don't wish to come up here, that is perfectly okay. And then if you do choose to come up here, you get another choice. If you would like to take a moment to tell the group about your work, if you had writing, if you would like to read your piece, we'd love that. And also, if you'd prefer for me to do that, that works great too. And I've got it all right here. So the other thing that will happen when you come up is you will receive your prize check. So that is a $250 check. So any youth in the audience, hopefully you've got dollar signs in your eyes and you're already thinking ahead to next year. So to help me hand out those checks, I'm going to ask Tegan to come back up, and he's going to be joined by another KYC youth leader, Ghost. And if you two just get on deck right over there. So when you come up, what we'll do first is you can come up to Tegan and Ghost. They will have your check. It's totally up to you. We can do handshakes. If you'd rather not shake, that's totally okay also. And then I will ask you if you'd like to come here and address the audience regarding your submission. All right, are we ready? Our first finalist is I'm not sure why the remote's working. Just to keep you. Oh, okay, it did, and I'm glad I didn't take it too far. Okay, a little extra suspense. So our first finalist is Bennett with his submission, The Night After. All right, and awesome. Sorry, I didn't see you. Come on down, Bennett. And one thing I forgot to say is, as finalists get their check, if you can pause and we'll do a picture. All right, so those should have been. Congratulations, Ben. And would you like to speak, or would you like me to? Congratulations. And can I read what you submitted? Perfect. All right, I'm going to read what Bennett submitted. As someone who struggles with self-harm and has struggled with mental health, it's important to know that you're never alone. Even when you're struggling alone, across the street or in the world, there is someone out there struggling with the same thing as you. The topic of self-harm is heavy, but very important. I chose to include it in my art because as someone who knows and has experienced self-harm, I believe it's important to see. Thank you so much for that, Bennett. And our next finalist, AJ, with her piece, Dear Father. Congratulations, AJ. Would you like to read? Yay, awesome, thank you.
To the man who gave me life a hollow start, you were the Archelaus who broke my heart, not with the sudden crash a lightning struck, but with the slow erosion, a silent hike up a lonely hill where I walked alone. Searching for a comfort I never found at home. You were there in body, a present ghost, but your absent in spirit hurt the most. The words I love you I never truly heard, just silence and the sting of every word. Left unsaid, the care you failed to show, a garden of my trust you never let grow. You built a wall where a door should have been, a fortress where a father should have seen. The child needing shelter, guidance, light. Instead I learned to feel the endless night. I learned through an anchor, a steady hand, but found myself adrift in abandoned land. My heart is a piece of shattered glass, reflecting all the moments you let pass. The little girl inside me asked why you couldn't stay, not just physically, but high. In spirit and a love that felt secure and vast. Instead you shaped my future from your past. I am broken by the things you didn't do, the father I needed, the one I never knew. I'm learning now to build myself anew, a structure of my own, a stronger, truer view. But the cracks remain a map of all your blame, and a quiet sadness echoes out your name.
Right here. Congratulations. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much, and congratulations, AJ. And our next finalist is Hannah with her piece, The Light Within.
All right. So I won't talk a lot because I'm coming up in a minute to talk about the People's Choice Award. I'm really surprised. Just thank you so much. Yeah. So I painted this piece because I want everybody to know that nobody's alone, and So it's like a self-portrait of me with light coming from a void within myself. The whole represents emptiness and endless darkness, but the light emitting from this void is the realization that even someone's flaws can be beautiful and bright. The color of my portrait's complexion is blue because it represents how different I felt from my peers. Blue is on the opposite side of the color wheel from every other skin tone, which depicts how contrasting I felt from others. Overall, this painting is meant to show that everyone has a burning light within them, even if they can't feel it on the outside. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations, Hannah. And I'm remembering I had some judges' comments that I'd hoped to share, and I'd forgotten to do that. So I will back up so that I can do that moving forward. So regarding AJ's piece, some of our judges said that she painted a clear and moving picture through her poem. They also said the explanatory narrative sheds additional light on the piece and makes it more impactful. And then I'm gonna jump up to Hannah, who we just heard from, and one of our judges said, Hannah's artwork has tugged on my heartstrings regarding its effective mental health message. As someone who suffers from PTSD, I too feel as though there is still light emitting from the darkness inside me, even in the darkest times. Awesome, so sorry I didn't get those, but I definitely wanted to share some of our judges' comments. And with that, we can go to our next finalist. And that is Bryn with her piece, Above the Dark Waters. Congratulations, Bryn. I'm gonna read Bryn's statement. I was inspired to create this piece because I wanted to show a positive and strong relationship with mental health. I feel like I see a lot of mental health related art that is very hopeless, dark feeling, which is perfectly fine, but I wanted to show the strength of working through and overcoming the hard times. My artwork is a scene of a wyvern trying to escape a large wave in the ocean. The wyvern is a mythical creature that represents strength and protection. So I was thinking that the wyvern represents my mental health fighting to stay up. The ocean represents the dips of my mental health with a wave of stress coming to potentially take the wyvern down. The sky is safety and warmth with butterflies that symbolize a new beginning and the hope that follows overcoming my sadness. And then I'm gonna share some judges' comments on Bryn's piece. One of our judges said, wow, Bryn has pulled out all the stops to create such a magnificent work of art about using a wyvern flying over the ocean on a warm, bright day while surrounded by butterflies as a metaphor for overcoming her mental health issues, all while creating something that wouldn't be out of place on the cover of a fantasy novel. Congratulations, Bryn. And our next finalist. The remote has gotten sluggish. There we go. It is Marilyn with her piece, Striped for Life. So I don't have any judges' comments on this one, but this one definitely stood out to me out in the gallery. And definitely, Marilyn, you are welcome to speak, or I can for you. Okay, awesome. Congratulations. So with this submission, Marilyn said, I have been struggling with mental health my whole life. and have a history of self-harm. When my teacher brought this art contest to me, I was excited to participate because the meaning behind it was special to me. I went all out for this, and I love the results. The artwork shows how it feels to be caught with self-harm scars, feeling like a deer in headlights and freezing. I used a zebra instead of a deer because people use it to represent self-harm since the stripes look similar to scars. Thank you so much, and congratulations, Marilyn. And our next finalist is Emma with her piece, Anger Howls, Anxiety Listens. One of the judges summed it up really well in 2 words. That judge wrote, "Stunning piece." And Emma, would you like to come speak? Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Hi. When the Magnify Voices event was introduced to my class, I had to find something to paint that was true to who I am and that I knew I could express meaningfully. This idea of anger and anxiety mixed together came from my love for animals and symbolism, along with my own experiences since I was little. From a young age, dealing with being very angry would often turn into dealing with being overly anxious, and neither are truly a pleasant state of mind. I would more or less want to depict the more simplistic parts of us or myself that can both be easily separated or messily tangled. Most people don't see anger as a mental problem itself, and anxiety tends to be depicted as this nervous wreck, but together, for me at least, they are a raw, animalistic fight for control over one body. So this piece was made to show a symbolic wolf and hare in a desperate mix of anger and anxiety. The wolf leans away, ignoring all hesitation to satiate the need to yell, curse, fight, while the hare pulls back, hoping to escape the hate while also fearing the aftermath.
Thank you so much, and congratulations, Emma. And our next finalist. Our next finalists, Lindsay, Jades, Bryn, and Caroline, with their piece, To Fill Your Bucket. And this is exciting. This is our first video finalist, so we get to watch. I hope so. Sorry, someone's probably gonna have to help me.
Caroline, is that my shirt?
Oh yeah, I just saw it upstairs, so I decided to wear it today. It was cute.
I told you not to wear my shirt, Caroline.
I'm wearing my shirt right now. Why does
This
it
is my
matter?
shirt.
That's literally my shirt.
I left it in the washing machine so I could take it upstairs and then you
It
can't
was
take it.
dirty. Then
It was clear in the bag!
I did pretty good, like, you know. But I don't really.
Oh my gosh, what did she wear?
All right, guys, happy Friday. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna pair up and we're gonna get working on the latest project. So let's go, group up.
I thought it was.
Caroline, do you want to come join us?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I really want to thank you two for taking Caroline into your group. That was really kind of you. You know, look around. You never really know how full people's buckets are.
Hey, Caroline, come here.
Hey Tori, how was school?
It was good. How was your school?
It was good near the end.
That's good. Sorry for being so mean to you this morning.
That's okay, we had to get up so early this morning.
I know.
Wanna watch a show?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I'm glad we're good now.
Me too. Love you, bro.
Love you too.
Thank you so much, and congratulations again to Lindsay, Jadis, Bryn, and Caroline. And our next finalist is Anna with her piece, Out of Reach. One of our judges said, I think I've saved the best for last with this. Anna has figuratively and literally turned our world upside down with this amazing reminder of how our struggles can make us feel trapped. Job well done, if you ask me. And then I will also read what Anna wrote with her submission. She wrote, I created this piece of artwork to express how I have struggled with anxiety while trying to accomplish things in my life. I constantly feel like I'm unable to do what I really want. And then, even when I do somewhat succeed, I feel unsure and insecure. This piece was made to express this struggle and how it can really make me feel trapped. Thank you and congratulations, Anna. All right, so I think I skipped one. So I'm gonna try to go backwards. Okay, perfect, they got it for me. So the next finalist is Linda with her piece, Interpret It As You Will. And our judges said, Linda has a point with how her artwork is about having to put up with the absurdities of other people. And then I'm going to read to you what Linda said with her submission. At first, I was just participating in an event to raise awareness for mental health. But the more I worked on it, the more connection I felt to it and wanted to express myself even more. I always feel like I have to fit in wherever I go. But in reality, I'm never going to be able to do that. So I might as well embrace the amazing feeling of releasing myself from the rigid corners of life, and that is my expression of it. The artwork is a use of normal Sharpies and pencils, but then one square bursts out from the rest of the page like dripping glue, showing my way, expressing the release of the bounds of rigid norms and having to put up with people's absurdities. Thank you and congratulations, Linda. All right, so our next finalist, so now we're on slide 29. And our next finalist is Evan with his piece, The Lamb in Wolf's Skin. The judges said, oh my goodness, Evan has made it abundantly clear in this submission that using a reversal of the idiom wolf in sheep's clothing to explain his mental health and how he thinks talking about your mental health is important are an extremely fair way to let everyone know that if they are struggling with mental health issues and seeking help, they are not alone. And the poem he specifically wrote for the submission is so powerful as well. Well done, Evan. Congratulations, and thank you so much, Evan. And our next finalist is Charlotte with her submission, The Body. Awesome, so this is a wonderful piece which I will read for you. I will say I won't do as well as Charlotte would have, but I will do my best. You cannot wear that out. You have to cover up your shoulders. You have to cover up your stomach. You cannot wear those shorts. You cannot wear that skirt. You will catch the attention of the boys. You will catch the wrong attention from the boys. You cannot wear that dress. It's too tight. The boys will think of you as the whore you are, so hell-bent on becoming. You cannot wear those heels. You are going to look like a stripper with those heels and that dress. You are only 14, and your breasts are too big along with your butt. You cannot dress in that because your body looks too different from the other girls that wear that. Your body looks too mature for you to be able to wear those things. You cannot wear those because it makes you look older. Your outfit makes you look like the whore you are so hell-bent on becoming. But my clothes on my body don't make me a whore. You cannot wear makeup. It makes you look too old. You cannot wear that makeup. It'll catch the attention of the boys. You cannot wear that makeup. It'll catch the wrong attention from the boys. You cannot wear that makeup. It makes you look like the whore you are so hell-bent on becoming. You cannot wear your hair that way. It makes you look too old. You cannot wear your hair that way with that makeup and that outfit. It makes you look too mature, too much older. You will catch the attention of the boys. You will catch the wrong attention from the boys. You cannot wear that outfit with that makeup, with that hair. It will make you the whore you are so hell-bent on becoming. You cannot get your nails done. It will make you look too much older. You cannot have your nails done. It will catch the attention of the boys. You cannot get your nails done. It'll catch the wrong attention from the boys. You cannot wear that outfit, that makeup, with that hair, those nails, with that figure, because it makes you look like the whore you are so hell-bent on becoming. The boys like it when you have a nice outfit on. The boys like it when you have an outfit on that shows your hourglass figure. If I had a body like that at your age, I would show it off. You will get the attention of the boys. You will get the right attention from the boys. The boys like it when you have your makeup done. The boys like it when you have your makeup done nicely. The boys like it when you have a nice outfit, showing off your figure with your makeup done. You will get the right attention from the boys. The boys like it when you have your hair done. If I had that hair with a figure like that, I would show it off too. You will get the attention of the boys. You will get the right attention from the boys. The boys like it when you have a nice outfit, showing off your figure with your makeup done, with your hair done. If I had a body like that, with hair like that, I would show it off too. You will get the attention of the boys. You will get the right attention from the boys. The boys like it when you have your nails done. The boys like it when you have a nice outfit with a nice figure, with your makeup done, with your hair done and your nails done. You will get the attention of the boys. You will get the right attention from the boys. If I were you, I would show myself off. Do not forget to show yourself off. What if I don't want to show myself off? You're telling me that after everything I told you, you don't want to? Thank you so much, and congratulations, Charlotte. And our last finalist to announce this evening, Parker, with her piece, The Purest Heart. So our judges commented, since Parker said she wanted to dip her toes into lighting practice, I consider her attempt at this to be beyond successful. Using a statue and a literal heart of stone is an effective way to teach someone about mental health. Thank you so much, and congratulations, Parker. And again, another huge thank you and huge congratulations to all of this year's finalists. So this is the part of the evening where we move on to our People's Choice Award. So it is our custom that we have last year's People's Choice Award recipient present the award this year. So I will introduce last year's People's Choice Award, Hannah Stone. And would you, I have your bio. Want to read your bio?
Hello again. All right. So this is my bio. I only participated in Magnify Voices last year. This is my second year. I heard about it from my school social worker, Shilu, and at a monthly school assembly. I'm a junior at Sauhegan High School in Amherst. In the future, I want to go to college and major in either sports medicine or psychology with a minor in art. Some things I love to do that also tie into self-care are playing sports and hanging out with friends. I run track and play soccer year-round, which help me stay active and take my mind off things. I also never say no to an opportunity where I can do something with my friends. I think it's important to go out and do unfamiliar things rather than just stay inside. All right. And my name is Hannah Stone, and I'm honored to stand before you today as the 2025 People's Choice Award winner for Magnify Voices. Growing up, I carried a heavy, quiet belief that I was entirely on my own. I had always felt like the odd one out, invisible, misunderstood, and alone. For years, I struggled silently with emotions I didn't know how to explain. I didn't have the words to tell people how deeply I was hurting. So instead, I painted. I created my piece to show how relentlessly society pressures us to fit into a mold. It tries to erase who we are just to make us blend in. I realized I want to be unapologetically myself. I want to live on my own terms, not by someone else's script. Art is a way to visually convey what one cannot say aloud. Art is a way to connect with people that you've never met before. And most importantly, art reminds us that we are never truly alone. If I had seen young people bravely sharing their voices and expressing the importance of mental health awareness when I was younger, maybe I wouldn't have spent so long trapped in such a dark place. Maybe I would have realized sooner that nobody has to fight their battles alone. Because even when you feel like you're trapped in a deep hole, there will always be someone reaching down with a ladder, ready to help pull you back into the light. That is the power of youth voices. That is the power of creative expression. When the youth share their stories through art, they give others the opportunity to feel, to understand, and to heal. Without creativity and the courage to speak up, our world would lose so much of its compassion, empathy, and light. Before I present this award, I would like to leave you all with an important message I wish I had found when I was younger. Don't change yourself just to make people like you. Be yourself so the right people will love you. So, without further ado, it is my privilege to announce the winner of the 2026 People's Choice Award. This artist's piece received the most community votes, and their message resonated deeply with so many. Please join me in congratulating the 2026 People's Choice Award winner. Sophia with The Bright Side.
Thank you so much, Hannah, and thank you and congratulations to Sophia. So we have up above, up on the screen, a QR code that we encourage you to scan, and that is for a digital planner that includes this year's submission. So we definitely encourage you to scan that and take advantage of that. So I'd like to say a huge thank you to the artists who participated this year and in the past. Your voice and expression are important, and you have surely inspired others. Please be in touch. Please come back next year, and good luck. Thank you so much to everyone for showing up tonight, for yourself, for each other, and for our state as we work together to raise awareness surrounding youth mental health. After tonight, the artwork and stories will live on through the roadshow, videos, nhcsoc.org, in the Magnify Voices YouTube channel. I'd like to ask that all of this year's participants who are present, as well as our Magnify Voices committee members, please join us up here for a photo. And with that, I will say thank you all so much, and please drive safely. Yes. Yeah, absolutely.